Welcome back, everyone. It's Faction Wars time. Excited. Lots of stuff to do today. Lots of stuff to look at. Lots of stuff to talk about. So, earlier this week, there was an incident that occurred. And what happened, in a nutshell, was one of the faction members in the largest faction on the server kind of pissed off the faction leader. And the faction leader decided to just call it quits, jump ship over to a different faction, and unclaim all of the land. So, as you can imagine, when all of the land became unclaimed in the middle of the night, mayhem occurred. Mr. Shadow Weasel has officially left the server. He actually straight up quit. You can see that basically his base has been destroyed. This poor kitty cat will never see its master return. He had a big forest out here that will never be completed. So yeah, he had this big huge dirt wall, which is really quite interesting because it didn't actually defend his base at all. And he had like a jungle biome in here, and this got burned down, and that was fairly interesting. This is actually the second time that I burned it down. Nuvotech and myself came in here, the faction leader, when he decided to leave, we came in here and burned this all down. It was pretty fun. Lots of fun. Lots of glass in here. But there's a lot more to this base. Well, not specifically this base. The faction that split up was pretty well scattered around here. I'll try to get over to one of the other. You can see these houses over here. There's a couple of buildings. These are from people that don't really play that much anymore. There's a building over here on the left, and another one on the right. Not really too much to talk about with those, so I'm not going to waste too much time going over there. So we'll go run over here. And I am all alone on the server today. Had some fun last night talking with server admins and lots of people on the server. It was pretty cool. Pretty tight-knit community right now. And we kind of know everyone by name. We have a Facebook group and all that stuff, so this is a faction that has sprung up out of the remnants of the larger faction. This is, what did it say, Blind Guardians or something? When I get, yeah, we go F, yeah, Blind Guardians. They have quite a bit of land. F who? They are, oh, F who blind. They are allies with us and allies with Crimson. Which is interesting because it's composed of two players, Barad E. I'm not really sure how to say his name. Usually call him Barad, or sometimes I call him like Brad, like Bradley, because that's what it looks like. But he, the night that the faction land got unclaimed, I actually killed him, and I may have accidentally burned his house down and burned this down and killed all his, or let his chickens loose, and then came back and maybe popped a cannon down on his land. I may have done that. Or I may not have. So anyways, yeah, he basically made a water wall because he doesn't want bad things to happen to him anymore. Which is fine. He does not like me. He was looking for me last night, I guess. Somehow they're still allies with us, though. JTW is pretty cool, though. He made this little house over here. Little temple. Not really too fancy. Nothing too fancy. I do kind of like this. This looks pretty cool. And then we have the biggest base of all, which is the main base for the faction, set on the side of a mountain. It's pretty legit, I have to say. I'm a big fan of it. As well as this Sky Fortress, which initially didn't have this pillar of whatever this is, sand. You can see it as it loads in very slowly. It's actually really cool. I forget who they said made it. They did a really good job on it, I thought. Yeah, you can see the design coming in now. That's pretty neat, especially for non-creative mode. I mean, granted, it's not hard to get the items. I actually died over here yesterday. I was walking along this railing, and a skeleton popped out of here and shot me, and I fell off and died. I don't know what I was doing. Yeah, so this used to be the base. There used to be chests lined everywhere in here, and now they're all gone. We've got a couple of chests still claimed with my brother's name on them. I don't think there's anything worthwhile in them. I actually came in here and I thought it was all up for grabs, and it turned out it wasn't, but that was just more stuff, you know. Not really anything too important. You can't get up there anymore, I don't believe, without pillaring. There used to be a warp sign over there, and then they moved it. I'd like to go up there and show it off, but the best I can do is like zoom in, which is too bad. Too bad. But I think it's time to head back to the faction home. We've got some stuff to look at today at the faction, some things I want to construct. And I think there's some updates around there I want to talk about. Yes, over here. That's what I want to do. So we built this, my brother built this, in the last 2 days. Nothing else has really changed around the faction home too much. I haven't really done anything. The slime farm still isn't running, but I'm not too concerned about it. I don't really need the slime balls anyways. Tunnel all the way down to bedrock, and apparently it didn't take them that long. I thought it would take them like, quite a while, and it really didn't. Which is interesting. We don't know what we're going to do with this, so if you have any suggestions on what we should do here, I mean, what can we build here? I don't know. We already have a mob system, and I don't think a farm would be beneficial. We already have this cactus farm here, and the melon and pumpkin farm, so I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions, I would definitely like to hear them. And that's that, so splush water. Good stuff. I did some updates on the potion area, and potion and enchanting area. This used to be just like a pretty crappy room, and now it's a lot nicer. We've got different chests. We have different enchantment tables for different levels of enchantments. You know, like this, the top one is base level enchantments, and then you've got slightly higher, once again slightly higher, and then this one can go up to max enchants, level 50. When 1.3 comes around, which it should be coming out soon, I've already been playing on a Faction War server that has the 1.3 version of Bucket, but it's pretty unstable. I mean, it does work. I'll give it that. It definitely does work. It's just kind of laggy. Yeah, then I updated the brewing area, so we got all these things here. We got water for glass bottles. Oh. There we go. But nothing really too fancy. Oh, What's going on here? That's interesting. I can't seem to fill this water bottle. Every time I put water in it, it stops working. Huh. I wonder if I'm just lagging really badly. I don't know. That's weird. Very strange. Suspicious, even. What, can I fill any glass bottle? No. Look at that. And they're like... the heck? I don't know. That's... I've never seen that happen before. Oh well. We've got some different titles for the different potions and stuff. There's some sugar, some place powder, etc. You know how that goes. This is eventually going to be my my faction admin office. And what I want to do, just for kicks, is have a chest here, and when 1.3 comes out, you'll have to write a weekly update on a book, and then put it in the chest. And like what you did for that week. I always thought that would be kind of cool. No real updates in the chest room. Nothing really special going on here. I don't think I've shown off this though. If I have, I apologize. I'm probably going to go through and show it off again. This is our new mass storage area. Go down to this nether-themed area, and then it's just chests, 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 chests. Yeah, lots of them. Different rows. We basically use this just to put stuff in that we don't really need. It's not really like a big deal to us. And those are mostly, they're just filled with junk mostly. Not really a big deal. Alright, so that's that. There is one thing I wanted to do still. Let's see, we've got some TNT. Not a whole lot. You can make more, but... Alright, let's head down a little bit. I don't think I've made any changes in here. I did finally finish up the reed farm, so it's kind of hard to see. But it extends all the way across the room now. And I also put in pumpkin lighting. We can't see anything. Hooray. Finally dismantled this, because we don't need it anymore. And let's head down to the bottom right away. So we started with this tunnel, went to this tunnel, went to that tunnel, and now I have that tunnel. So we've got all 4 tunnels are done. It's pretty nifty. What I wanted to try was to connect the tunnels, basically go and have little rooms in certain areas. And I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it. Like, I thought it would be cool maybe to have like a room like every 3rd space, or maybe like one here, and go 1, 2, and then one here, or something like that. And have like a little room in here, maybe like, you know, be like a small 9x9 room. And then I thought, well, the other thing I could do would be to go 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 in, and then draw this, make this a new tunnel, and have it go out, and then do the same on the other side, have that go about 4 in, and then have it combine in the middle, and then we take like this whole area right here, and we turn this into some kind of room. I feel like that room might be too much to use up. I don't know for sure. Oh, there's also this. I was digging around, and I found this. Well, I wasn't digging. I heard this because I'm still in the mushroom biome, so I know mobs can't spawn, and I heard zombies. So if I hear zombies, and I know mobs can't spawn except from spawners, it's clearly a spawner. There's also like a skeleton spawner. Ah, here it is. Which which really isn't that far. It's probably just like right next to the other spawner. Yeah, as you can see, it's like not even that far away. So there's that spawner, and then there's that spawner. So actually, you could have a double spawner system if you wanted. It would be no problem. But otherwise, it's, you know, whatever. Not really a big deal. Not really. So it's a question of what do I want to do, and I think I'm gonna go with trying to blast out another, like the corner. Not sure if I should start at the third one, like right here, because then it would be 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Or I could do right here. I guess the problem is that if I wanted to do it again, it'd end up being a really long tunnel. But I'm pretty sure I do want to make, like, I want this to look like a labyrinth, is the ultimate goal, where it's just tunnels going kind of everywhere in a pattern, but still a lot of tunnels. But I'm not sure of, let's see, 1, 2. Oh, efficiency 5. I underestimate you every time. I think right here would be good. Have a 3 space gap in between. 1, 2, 3, and then this one, and then 1, 2, 3, and then the next one. That would make sense. So I gotta find out, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 from this pillar, so I go, similarly, I have to go 14 that way. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, oh, dirt, the bane of my existence. In fact, I'll just, well, I think I will show some of this on camera if I can. I don't really have any videos of me, like, making stuff. That's usually not something I do too often. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I tend to find myself, like, I'll record when I have an update usually, rather than record like me actually like building or doing stuff of that nature. And I don't know, I find it, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ah, there we go. Spectacular. And there's that mushroom. Yeah, I don't really record myself like actually doing stuff all that often. And I think part of it's because when I do make buildings and things like that, I usually spend a lot of time with it. Like, it's not something I do really quickly. I like to, I like to be able to kind of like sit back and work on something for a while and not be hugely concerned with time, which of course makes me a really slow Minecraft player. If you look at any of my other single player worlds, they're not really that developed, and it's not because I don't play Minecraft a lot, and it's not even sometimes because I don't play that world a lot. It's because it just takes a long time to build things. So I'm not a really big fan of sitting down to build something and then like on camera and then taking a really long time to build it out. So think this is going to be good, and this will cost me only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 TNT. That's pretty good. I also have one left over to possibly blast out the room with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really like this method of drift mining. I think I'm going to use it pretty much all the time now. I mean, if you're not going to make it fancy, you don't have to really blast out the whole, or make the whole open space in here. It's not that big of a deal. The only reason I do this is because I'm making a 5x5 tunnel, and that requires a little more extra oomph. So, I usually appreciate the extra blast. Okay. I don't have leaves with me, and I usually do. But recently I've found that I dislike using reeds, or leaves. They don't really work that well for me. When I was using them, I was kind of upset. The TNT behind would, like, when that TNT went off and this one was about to go off, it would, like, it would destroy the leaves, and then the TNT would fall, but the TNT wouldn't go off sometimes. And I always thought that was kind of strange. Not a big fan. Alright, here we go. Wow! I killed him. I'm actually surprised. Would not have expected him to just die from that. I don't have a switch to activate that anymore. And my inventory has filled up. It's not a big deal if mushrooms are dying. You can just buy mushrooms at the spawn. With 1.3 being out now, one of my original projects was to make a mushroom transport rail. And if you've played, oh, what is it? Vex Super Hostile map, the new one that just went up. It's called Waking Up. It's actually been out for a while, but he updated it for like all the new 1.3 stuff. It was originally used to be played on the snapshot. If you've played it, or if you've looked at it, or whatever, you'll know what I'm probably talking about here. And there's like behind one of the walls, there's like a mushroom transport system. It's really funny looking. It's like mushrooms on a what do you call it? On a railway. And it's pretty funny. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with my mushrooms here, was to have like a station where there's like mushrooms, and then the minecart comes by, and it picks up the mushroom and it takes it to a different place. It transports it. You know, you can press button, receive mushroom, and then you just eat it. You get, you know, any part of the base, you can request mushrooms. That was when I had a very different design for this island than what ended up happening. Ta-da! And that is how we blast out areas. So we dig out this. Alright, yeah, this is pretty cool. Kind of like how this is turning out. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to try to clean this up, and then I'll be back. Alright, so I got the corner done. Looks okay, I think. This corner, I don't know, it feels a little weird, like I did something wrong here. I'm not sure. It's kind of weird to look at. But anyways, I want to build a little room in here, if I can. Maybe have it extend back to about here. I'm not really sure. have doors here and here. Leading to some kind of room. Again, I'm not 100% certain on what I want. So I'm going to have to toy with some ideas. But first I've got to clear out that area, so I'll go ahead and do that now. Hopefully the grass will continue to spread. Well, I spent a lot of time cleaning up and making everything look really nice. This is what I have for the room. Pretty basic. I don't expect to put a lot of stuff in these rooms. Just be a little room that you walk in. I'll have to look up some furniture ideas. I actually would not mind doing the pressure plate trick. If only... because I don't... Yeah, that does kind of clash with the floor. But I don't know. I'll look at ways to make this a little bit nicer. I kind of like the ceiling. Looks pretty neat. But I do feel you do need the torches up here because otherwise the snow gets too dark if you don't have those. I might switch it out for a wool color. I'm not sure. I'll toy around with it. Maybe a green, like out there, or something else. A blue would be neat. It would also be cool to have these rooms color-coded. That would be pretty sweet. But otherwise, this episode's dragged on for quite a bit. So I'm going to call it quits here. Put some doors on later. And next time, we'll do something. So, thanks for watching, and until next time then.